Hello again, it's Amy with Just a Little Ink. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! Now for 19 years, and I just love sharing the things I learn with others. Today I'd like to share with you a card that I made using the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set, and actually let you know about a special that's coming up beginning on February the 2nd. It's the Hey Birthday, or the Hey Chick and Hey Birthday Chick bundles that you can purchase beginning then. It comes with some adorable dies that that you can purchase as a bundle with Hey Birthday Chick. Hey Birthday Chick is in our mini catalog, our January to June mini catalog on page 52. And if you purchase the bundle, you add just a couple little things, goodness, adding just a pack of paper, because you get to $50, you can still, through the month of February, choose then one item for free out of our celebration brochure. So it's a great time. And this is just such an adorable stamp set. So let's get started. And so I didn't show how it works. It's kind of a fun fold. It's a nice, simple fun fold, one I go to often. And so I want to show you how I did this. So for this card, you need a piece of Poppy Parade cardstock. This is cut 8 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and I scored it at 2 3/4 inches from one end. All of these measurements I will have on my blog, justalittle.ink.com. And I did want to point out that you can purchase all of these products beginning February the 2nd. And you can do that on my website, justalittle.ink.stampinup.net. If you do not already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. And you can reach out anytime, Amy at justalittle.ink.com. So I'm going to fold this along my score line. Remember, I scored it at 2 3/4 inch. I'm going to use my bone folder to get a nice crisp end. I also have, it sticks to me here, I also have a 1/4 sheet of basic white cardstock that's going to go on the inside. I'm not going to attach it just yet. And then I have a piece of designer series paper. This paper is actually from our, my goodness, did I write it down? I didn't even write it down. Isn't that lovely how it works? So it's from our Well Suited suite. So this is the Well Suited Designer Series paper. It's this paper here. I was looking for something that was smoky slate. So although this is a beautiful paper and would look great if you were going to make a girl's card and use blues, I wanted the gray. So I'm going to use the gray, and it's going to go here. So we're going to go ahead and attach that. Pull out my Stampin' seal. There's a number of little cuts. Some of them I've done ahead, and some of them you'll have to endure with me. But we'll try to speed up as much as I can. Keep it interesting. So I've got my designer series paper, and then I need some scraps. So I'm going to pull out, I've already attached my chicken, and I'm going to be using Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Ink up my chicken. And I'll clean her later. I also want the little birthday chick that's jumping and hatching out of his shell. I'm going to stick him here, and then I'll clean the rest later. And we'll set aside that for now. And I'll show you kind of quickly how I colored. So I used the dark Stampin' Blend, the Poppy Parade. And I'm going to color in just his little parts that need to be red. And then on the birthday chick, I'm going to color a little bit on his hat, trying to keep the colors all coordinating. And then I'm using the light color of the pumpkin pie. Almost couldn't remember the name of it for a minute there. And then I also want to color the chick, his legs, and his beak. And I'm going to hold that around. We'll know why in just a little bit. I also want to use the dark blend of the Daffodil Delight. And that's what I'm going to color in my chick. So he's hatching along. And then one final thing I want to color is I want a little bit of Bermuda Bay. So I'm going to use the light. You could use honestly either one. And I'm not blending. I'm just putting a little color in there. And then I just want to put a little on his hat. So then I would, oops, one more. I'm scooting ahead too much. I took, just to give a little interest, I used some smoky slate. I'm using the light. And on my chick, on these sections that are obviously shading spots, I just put a little wiggle kind of along the same lines that you see. Goes really pretty quick. And I also came up here on the feathers a little bit just to accent a little bit with all of that. A little here on his leg. So, and then I came across. If I don't want it too much, I can always get my blend out. So, and then I would run it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. That's one I've already done. So set that out of the way. I've already cut them. Those are two of the dies that come. And then I'm going to pull out. I've got my little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'll pull it out because I do have more things I need to cut. And so I'm going to use my number 1 plate that comes. And I need a cutting plate. That's a number 2. So I need to cut the little bow tie. And I need to cut another streamer. So I've already cut the Bermuda Bay streamer. So I'm going to lay my streamer die down. I'm going to need a little bit of washi tape to keep this from wiggling off. And then I'm also going to cut this little itty bitty bow tie just because I thought it was just too stinking cute. So, and I'm going to put a little piece of washi on that again because I don't want it to fly off. And then I'll put my second cutting plate on top. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to do one more thing. I need to cut my little chick and he's going to go on the inside. So there's this die that gives me a little chick. And I think he will stay on there, so I'm not going to put washi on that one. So I'm going to roll it through so I can go through only a couple times here. Okay. So that will give me, you'll see my chick. And I pull these pieces off. Okay. I find I need to poke through, so these little holes to release this in here. So I've got one streamer. Well, okay, put that away. I've already got the other. And I'm probably going to have to do the same thing with my bow tie. Oh, no, it came right out. I've got my little bow tie. So the last thing I need to cut, I need 3 fences. And so I've already cut 2 of them. I told you I already cut my Bermuda Bay. So I already got 2. I need 3 of them though. So I've got a scrap piece of some smoky slate cardstock. I'm going to lay my die on there and I'm going to run it through. And you'll see it's the same thing. it will require me to poke the holes. Okay. Set it aside here. And again, I need to poke out my fence. You ever have trouble, even though you have nails, you can't get it out? There we go. So I got my 3 fences. The last thing I need to do, I've already cut from the layering circles, the largest scallop circle, and I've already cut from another piece of scrap from Smoky Slate, the largest stitched circle die. But what I'm going to do, there's this other little die that comes in this set that's little chicken scratch. And so what I want to do is put it at the bottom. It won't cut through, it just leaves kind of a textured piece. And it's another one that I don't want to move around because it will look funny if it's not in the right place. So I'm just going to put a little washi there. That just kind of keeps everything in the right place in running through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss or the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I'm going to run it through. I'm going to set that out of the way then, because all my parts are through here. And you'll kind of see what this does. It leaves kind of a cute little chicken scratch. So I'm going to get all the things out of the way. Okay. So I can start to finish all my parts. So I'm going to pull out my multi-purpose liquid glue. We'll see how well it's running today. The other day it was a little backed up. It's getting low. Oh, they're good. It's running out well. So put a little glue on the back there. Put on my chicken's bow tie. Got to get dressed up for the party. There. And then I just put another, can't talk all of a sudden, a little more of the liquid glue on the back of this chicken. And I lined him up right here. So it's dancing on top of all that chicken scratch that's on the ground. And this little guy is going to get popped up with some Stampin' Dimensionals. I've snipped along the back of one of my dimensionals and it's going to lay him on here. Lifted him up, coming kind of in front. So they're dancing jigs on the front of the card. Then I can use some Stampin' Seal, layer it on to my circle, like so. Okay, whoops, I did one thing. I knew I was going to forget something. You ever do that? You get just too excited and you miss. See how well I can lift up my chicken after laying him down. It's always the challenge, isn't it? Okay, I need to put my banners in the back. We'll see how well we do. In my anxiousness to show you everything, I scooted right past it. So I've got one here, and we'll see if I can scoot the other one in. See, if you were here in person, you would be saying, Amy, you forgot. My club ladies, they often will do that when we've been in person. This year's been a unique year. That is for sure. So I'll put it in the back here. This shows you that you can, if you aren't too long, you can fix what you messed up. So there we go. Back to the party. Okay, so then I've got this piece. So what I have done, I'm going to lay my fence posts, and I'm going to not need all of them. So what I found worked out really well is if I put glue on here, and I'm going to line this one up, and I wanted it right along the bottom, and I want this fence post to come off. Okay. Then I'm going to lay up the second one. They're all designed to kind of interlock, so you can make these fences as long or as short as you want. So I'm going to line it up here. You could also just use another strip of the designer series paper if you didn't want to mess with. So then you'll see here that it doesn't line up. I'll have to cut part of it off, which is okay. Here. Line up my fence post. There we go. Like so. I went a little over, but that's okay. Cut that piece of fence post off, save it for later. This one we'll have to sacrifice. So I got that here. So then I also want to add my chicken, but before I add him, I want to add some color. And so I'm going to get out my Stampin' Blend again. This is the Pumpkin Pie. And I'm just going to come on top of the Daffodil Delight cardstock and color his legs so that he's not just a yellow chicken with yellow legs and looks a little anemic. And I also want to catch his beak so that he's got an orange beak. See how much better that looks? Then I can use my multi-purpose liquid glue. Dot just a little into here. And I'm going to lay him sitting here. And the only final thing, he looks funny not having a black eye. So I am using just our Stampin' Right marker, the basic black. You can buy this marker by itself. And I'm just going to stick it into that hole where his eye had been and color it. And then we're almost ready. I've got some greetings I want to stick on here. And so I'm going to pull out this little party stamp, looks like confetti, and some Bermuda Bay ink. I'm going to take the Bermuda Bay ink and I just want a little up here. Don't want it to go everywhere, so just a little. Set that again out of the way. And then I want to pull in the Happy Birthday stamp, and then You're Still a Spring Chicken, thus the chicken. So I'm going to ink up. We'll see how well I lined up my stamp. I'm going to put this along this side. This is the part you will see. And then You're Still a Spring Chicken. If I have my card in here, and I'm going to attach this on the front, you'll kind of see why I'm doing this. When I put this here, I want to make sure that what I'm stamping here is going to get covered. So I'm going to put it not too far in. You're Still a Spring Chicken. So then I can attach. You know me, I get ink on things if I leave lids up. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the inside, outside of that. Put it on the inside. It's a simple, fairly lightweight card. And the nice thing is you can get a lot of cards out of a stack of cardstock with this layout. So, like so. And then I'm going to grab my chickens. I don't want any adhesive here, so I'm just going to avoid that section. Roll it up. Line up my chickens on this side. And I'm going to have a happy chicken. So, happy birthday. You're still a spring chicken. So, thanks so much for joining me. I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, you can just click that bell on the lower right. And I'll see you again soon. Thanks so much.